You ever notice how the Appalachians just feel older than they look? Like the trees know things they shouldn't, whispering stories long after people who told them were gone? Well, one of those stories starts with a strange group the Cherokee called the Moon-Eyed People. Pale-skinned, small, and said to have come out at night because the daylight blinded them. Sounds like folklore, right? But then again, most legends start as whispers of something someone actually saw. The story goes way back, long before European settlers arrived. According to Cherokee oral history, these Moon-Eyed People were already here. They built stone walls, lived in caves, and vanished into the hills when the Cherokee moved south. Some say the two groups even went to war, a war the Moon-Eyed People lost when their enemy struck at dawn. You know, sunlight and all. Here's where it gets weird. In Georgia, there's an ancient wall, a real one, made of stacked stones, stretching hundreds of feet. Nobody's quite sure who built it. Local legends say them. Archaeologists? They shrug and say probably settlers. Historians? They file it under unexplained pre-colonial construction. Conspiracy folks? Oh, they have theories. And some of them are wild. One theory says that they are descendants of Welsh explorers, people who reached the New World centuries before Columbus and intermarried with local tribes. Others say they weren't human at all. Aliens? Or maybe some subterranean being who only surfaced under the safety of the moon? And then there's a psychological theory. Maybe Moon-Eyed was never about their eyes at all, but a poetic way of describing outsiders, people different enough to become myth. Whatever the truth, the story still lingers, because deep down, we love the idea that something strange might still be hiding in those ancient mountains. Something watching from the shadows when the moon's just right. So grab your flashlight, check your night vision, and let's see if the Moon-Eyed People are still out there, or if they were never people at all. Welcome to our first ever real episode. Yay. I filmed that literally months ago, and I was like, wow, I just watched it for the first time right now in months. So I was trying to do like a whispery, like really like, oh, we're gonna get into this legend.
It was very moody.
Now use.
Do you like a little banjo playing in the background?
It got me excited.
Yeah.
Can you play that banjo too?
I cannot play the banjo. I cannot. But
well, I'm off this podcast then.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've tried. I have tried.
Yeah, where's your banjo skills?
I got a harmonica. That's about as close to an Appalachian instrument as I can get. Yeah, I can blow on the bottle too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I only own harmonicas so I can zip tie them underneath my friends' cars. And then they end up paying a fair amount trying to diagnose some strange noise every time they accelerate.
Why does everything we're saying sound like it's like an audition tape for Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas right now?
We're talking about Appalachia. That's why. That's we're going to the woods. Yeah. So quick disclaimer before we go any further, just to remind everyone here, this is for entertainment only. We are just a couple of guys and girls with microphones who have opinions that don't mean really anything, because we're not factual and none of this can be real or construed as actual fact. Do not cite us in your college paper. You will get an F.
Oh God.
We are not accredited.
But it's not.
I would love for that to happen, but please do not give us any grief about your F.
Yes. If you're in college watching this, like, I'm going to do my senior seminar paper on Moon-Eyed People. It's like the Not Entirely Plausible podcast. No, please.
Sure.
Please do not.
If we're being quoted for reference, you have terrible life choices, my people.
Horrible life choices. Yeah. Well, quick introductions. If you haven't seen our intro video, I'm Alan. I'm one of the hosts of Not Entirely Plausible, and I'll just go around the circle and anyone who wants to pop in and say who they are. And I'm going to take away name tags as well after that. So you'll just have to memorize whoever's watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we doing a trivia?
Yeah, we'll do a
it.
quiz at the end.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
All right.
Well, my name's Ian. You could see it now, but apparently that's going away soon. Also another host. Alan probably told you all the format or you've read up on it. we're kind of scattered in different topics. I got on this not because I wanted to be first, but I was very interested in the topic. So here I am.
Gotta be first.
Yeah, I don't want to be first. I'm number one.
Nice.
Well, I'm Tree. I'm pretty sure I'm just on this episode because Appalachia has a lot of trees in it, on it, around it. So
We do some
I
trees.
guess that's my jurisdiction. So
Okay, there you go.
Jurisdiction.
Expertise.
my
Nice.
expertise. Yes.
Expertise in trees. All right.
And I'm Alando, aka Doughboy of the Moon. I've wanted to be asked this episode because I like the other people on this episode.
Yay.
Nice. Oh,
And we like
But I'm
you
looking forward to
too.
being on multiple episodes because I'm just all into all the things. So
all of the things.
yes.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we are diving into the legend of the Moon-Eyed People. The legend of the Moon-Eyed People. It could be cryptids. They could be still around today, but we're going to talk about the ancient legends, the origins, where they came from, all that good stuff, and where the legend came from, at least. Some of the actual evidence that they existed, or something did something, and then we're going to get kind of into the conspiracy theories around it. Anytime during this, of course, we can go on any tangents and any other talk that we want to, and we probably will. So if you were looking for a straightforward scripted podcast, I'm sorry. So anyway,
What's
we'll
that?
dive
Scripted podcast.
scripted
What?
podcast.
No, we are
What
not your
name?
mama's
Yeah.
podcast. No.
We don't. So who were the Moon-Eyed People? We'll start with that. So according to Appalachian legend, the Moon-Eyed People were these pale-skinned, short in stature. They were sensitive to sunlight, and they were there before the Cherokee. The legend comes actually goes way back to the first written record of them. Goes back, I think, to the early 1800s or maybe even 1700s, where a couple of, I guess, early archaeologists or scientists, geologists, whatever they were, hired by early U.S. government or even maybe even colonial times, sent people out to interview with some of the Cherokee tribes. They met with some of the chiefs and they talked about the Moon-Eyed People. I think it was later the governor of Georgia went and met and found some stone structures on the top of what is now called Fort Mountain. Again, if you're watching this, this is actually a stone structure he found. That is the stone wall. The Cherokee said they did not build it. They said it was already there when their ancestors came here. And that was the legend. And then they went in to tell about the Moon-Eyed People. Other quick things, there are statues that have been found in different digs from Native American sites. They attribute this statue that's actually in a North Carolina museum to the Cherokee making some kind of statue of the Moon-Eyed People. So whether or not that's actually what it is, it's still up for speculation, but those are kind of some of the artifacts around it. There is a legend as well from the Cherokee that when they got here, they were there. They had to have a war and fight with them in order to drive them out. And eventually they won and drove them out of the area. Fast forward to today, people still say they see them, that they retreated back to caves, that they were cave dwelling people, and they still come out sometimes and you can still see them today. That's the cryptid side of things. So quick talk before we get into some of the French theories about who they were, but what do you guys' initial thoughts are?
Was that statue was that like a bondage situation? Are they like bound up with like some rope?
I think that's for the display. I think there might have been cracks, and that's for more structural purposes. I don't think that's.
Oh,
part
so they
of the
like just
actual-
like
yeah.
Hold them up.
they just
just
threw
to
some like
hold them.
tether around it. Okay,
This
got
is
it.
a North Carolina
It's
museum. This
just
is
being
not the
left for your
Smithsonian. This is not the British Museum. This is some backwoods museum in Appalachia, North Carolina. This is what they do in their museums. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It ain't broke.
oh, Alan throwing dispersions. What? Okay.
I want to start first giving Alan kudos. You somehow condensed everything that's on Wikipedia into that quick minute and a half blurb.
Nice.
And if you're just doing internet searches, what Alan spoke about is pretty much all you're going to find.
Yes.
There isn't a lot of depth on the internet alone. And maybe because there's not a whole lot factual to go by on this story. And everything Alan said, there's only like two concrete things we can really latch onto. And one is that stone wall that was built, and then the other are the statues.
Right.
The stone wall, I think, is intriguing to start from a factual standpoint, right? Even when you look at it now, it's obvious it's man-made somehow, right? That didn't naturally happen just like that. And some of the things I read, the descriptions, I don't know if it used to be that way and then it collapsed, but the description said it was like 10 feet tall. So like it stood taller. Maybe it does in some areas.
In some parts of it does. Yeah.
Okay. But maybe they were embellishing in some of the earlier stories. But still, some human beings did that, or human-like beings did that. And the Cherokee swear up and down. But anyways, you kind of lose fact after that, right? Alan said, well, the Cherokee said that was there when they got there and they had to fight some people. Well, that story is being told. Let's see, the Cherokee got in the area in about 1100.
Yeah, about 1100 AD.
That's the year I keep hearing, 1100. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they don't actually pass the story on to somebody who writes it down until, like, was it the late 1700s?
Late 1700s, early 1800s. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of time where
Just
the
a lot of
story was
generations
passed down through the Cherokee before it ever was told to somebody who wrote it down. So,
and that's the worst game of telephone ever.
right.
I mean, some archaeologists that have done excavation of the area attribute the wall to being built somewhere around circa 500, 600 AD. But that's the oldest I found records of someone's quoting. But that's way before the Cherokee were there. So, but that wasn't before indigenous people were there. So the Cherokee tribe wasn't necessarily the original one. We actually here in Hampton Roads, Virginia, that's where at least 3 of us are from. Sorry, Tree, kicking you out of this conversation. Actually found evidence that humans were here a lot longer before originally recorded what they originally taught. And we found this here because about in the 80s, so about 40 years ago or so, they found a mastodon skeleton in Yorktown, Virginia. And it changed history, this one mastodon, because the mastodon species that was there went extinct long before the Cherokee were here, and long before they thought humans were here. But they were spear marks. It was killed by a spear, like through the bones. They could see the lacerations, meaning that something killed it with a spear, meaning that it was probably indigenous people before way before the Cherokee. So people were here. Now, were those Moonite people that killed the mastodon? I don't know. That's all the way down here, not in Appalachia. We're on the coast.
Well, there's other evidence too that human beings existed in the area and along the east coast of America way before the Cherokee showed up.
Oh, sure.
We have, especially in Georgia, but I think even in North Carolina, there's these mounds that people didn't notice for the longest time because they've been there for so long. They blended in, grown over trees on them and stuff like that. But with newer technology, I don't know, what's the technology called where they can do the aerial scan?
LiDAR.
Right. And basically you could take out the trees and all that jazz and see what's there. Well, there's these very obvious man-made mounds. They're like geometrically too perfect to have done by nature. And so there's all sorts of speculation of where did they come from? Are they similar to like, stuff we see in Inca and Mayan stuff further south? But definitely timeline wise, very old, much older than what we're talking here.
Let's talk about the structure of this wall, by the way. This is one of the weakest walls I think I've ever seen in my life.
I'd like to see you build a wall like 1,000 years later.
That thing looks like a Tonka truck of broken walls right there. I'm like, what happened? It's like somebody walked up and kicked down the Lego wall that somebody set up.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like
Now
a
I'm
Lego
just,
Lego.
respect on age and the lack of technology, etc. back in the day, but I mean, I have seen some walls that have been like, I'm talking predating that by like years,
Right.
and you guys know, and I'm like, it was more structurally sound years later. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, was it supposed to be a wall or was it supposed to be a path? That's all I'm saying. Because it's
There's
flat
that.
as hell.
All right, when you find an old wall and you don't know anything else, the question is, were you keeping stuff in or keeping stuff out?
But it was usually like a little bit more upright than what you just like showed in that picture. Usually it's like,
Yeah.
it's still got a little bit of height to it.
The only thing that thing was keeping in or out is people that don't like going up slight slopes.
Oh,
Right.
people with
I'm
wobbly
People who
ankles.
can't climb a gentle slope, that's the only thing that is keeping out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what
Right.
about walls? We've seen this in other parts of the world, stone walls that aren't really walls to keep things in or out. It's just where farmers decided to stack the rocks so that they
That's
can
right. Yeah.
soil the farm.
Very
Right.
prevalent in England, right? I mean,
Right.
England and Great Britain, essentially. I mean, it's the evidence of walls there is insane. Obviously, I
Right.
don't have to recount all those, but they're still standing upright.
Right.
But of course, those are also walls. It seems like the rocks there are a lot more like angular in shape, whereas like the what you showed the
Right.
I'm gonna call it the decayed wall because I have no better.
There you go.
Those
Lumpy
are
rock.
that's a hodgepodge of stones, right?
A long
So it's-
pile.
Just
You know.
stacked up a bunch of stones to make.
Right. They
Yeah.
were trying their best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just one section though. So
This
Alan
is one
said
section.
There was
Yeah.
more structure.
That's
Yeah.
that's the most open. So there are some. I saw other pictures. The problem is the most stacked areas are the ones that are more in like wooded areas, so you can't really see the wall that well because it's trees all around it and grown over it.
Mm.
So it's
Mhm.
really overgrown. But you can see places where it's more uniformed. I might be able to pull up something online, but yeah. But there
Well,
are.
Tree, I'll throw another fact out there and see if you put anything together. So, one, not uncommon that when a culture like the Cherokee, they're moving up, if they run into a group of people that have different physical features than them, when they describe them and in the stories, they're really going to exaggerate those features. So when they say like these really pale skin and short and tiny and moon-eyed, it could just be that, all right, they were slightly shorter in stature, fair skin, blue eyes, light colored hair, and they would look alien to them, right? Now let's combine this. The Vikings' heyday of traveling by boat and starting to go around and raid and explore kind of started mid 700s AD through about 1100 AD.
All right.
And there's all kinds of theories and evidence popping up where they have visited North America.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Could
I
that
did. When I
be
was
our
doing a
main
little
idea?
research, I heard something about the theory that it was Welsh explorers.
Yes. So we're going to get into that when we get to the French stuff, because that is more of a
I hear
French
that
theory.
a lot. I hear
Yeah.
Welsh keeps coming up a lot when it comes to
So
this topic. So
do you guys want to get into the French stuff? We can.
can.
French-
Okay,
you
so
said
let's go.
French or French? 'Cause
French.
I'm like,
French.
Ooh,
French. Yeah.
Alright.
So
French, same thing.
So the Welsh theory, the pre-Columbian Europeans theory. So there is Prince Madoc, who in there was around 900, 1100 AD a base of civil war in Wales. Was it Cumberland, whatever what it's called. But before it was Wales, it was called something else. But anyway, Cumberland, it's forever Welsh. I can speak a little Welsh. See, look at that.
nice. We talked about it the other day. You know me, I'm like interested in Welsh. So yeah, go.
Yeah, that's I think forever Welsh.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that too. Anyway, so there was a civil war in Wales, and there was a legend that that one of the sons, Prince Madoc, who wasn't in line for the succession, his brothers were fighting. He didn't want to get in the middle of it. He took a group of people, made boats, and set out across the ocean, and it never was heard from again. And there was a theory that they made landfall somewhere in North America and then interbred with the natives that were there. And the theory goes back to some legends that there were some colonists that were going over the mountains and they met Welsh-speaking Indians. So that's where that comes from, that Welsh-speaking Indians. And then Thomas Jefferson actually bought this whole theory. And a lot of this was bought in by early Americans too, to kind of seed that the English were here way before the Spanish. So we
Bingo.
have the rights to all of America because we were here before you.
Right.
So early Americans in late
we gotta
English.
pause there.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to force all of y'all to the same conclusion I'm at, but timing is important, right? The first person to write about this theory about it being this prince and that it was Welsh, and therefore the English were there before the Spanish. That was written early to mid 1700s.
Yes.
And during that time frame where these colonies are expanding and we have confrontation between the English, the Spanish, further south, the Portuguese, the French in Canada and whatnot. And who got there first is a big part of the claim, right? And as they're taking over and overlapping territories, there was motivation there to come up with stories of we were there first.
Right.
Right.
So,
And there's, you can poke more holes in it too. Like, so if pre-Columbian Welsh people did come over, the language of Welsh that they spoke back then versus the language of Welsh in the 1700s is not this. That's 700 years difference, not the same language. So
wildly
they would
different.
not have been able to understand. There's no chance that the language would have evolved the exact same way to where that person understood what the
Yeah,
person was
that's
saying.
right.
Like these pioneers or colonists that were going across were not scholars in
Right.
ancient Welsh. So
And Alan, that's the reason why we talked about Welsh just a few days ago
Right.
on our other podcast, is because that was an actual, important talent you would have if you could speak Welsh, is because you could
Right.
communicate with people that came from that area that was here supposedly at that era. And by the way, going back to what you said about the 1700s, and I did not go deep diving, but wasn't Lewis and Clark also kind of tasked with actually trying to see if they could find evidence of these
Yes.
people?
not the Moonlight people, but the Welsh-speaking Indians, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well-speaking
Yeah.
Indians. That's right. And so they were like, and this is all like kind of wrapped up in that whole conversation about,
Right.
oh, they might have been here a long time ago. Not necessarily the moon people.
Right.
But yeah.
Because they were described as having light eyes and white skin. That's where, and then there's theories, there's rumors of Welsh-speaking Indians that some people put two and two together and just the Moonlight people were Welsh. You know, and that's kind of taking two completely different things that had nothing to do with each other and being like, see, now it all makes sense. We're just going to throw it together. And that's our theory now. They're Welsh.
So this whole conspiracy theory is a land grab, is what you're telling us, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
or is
it's always about real estate.
The cave and cavern systems along Appalachia is pretty extensive.
Very extensive.
Oh,
And
yes.
so let's back up even more, way before humans were in North America. And is it possible there was some other humanoid type being that lived in the area that was very sensitive to sunlight, that had fantastic eyesight, but, couldn't handle the bright moon or sunlight. And so they lived in caves, only came out at night. In theory, they could survive for quite a long time alongside human civilization populated in the area, and people never really know, or there just be rare encounters.
Yeah,
because of the cave system, because of the caverns. I mean, some of
there's
these
still unexplored caves in Appalachia.
Well, it depends on what they feed on, right?
Yeah,
they got crawdads in the caves, and the crawdads in the caves glow.
Yeah,
and bats and creepy crawlers.
Yeah,
there are.
Now
still
we're getting into
unexplored
how many
caves.
calories it takes to sustain an individual based on how many pounds they are, right?
There's
So
plenty of
think about how many.
Moss.
Well, the average person, with the average man is about, like, let's just say 5'10", whatever. He's got to survive on like 2,500 calories a day at least.
Yeah, but these are
And that's if he's sedentary, right?
They're
So
tiny.
They're tiny people.
They're just little.
yeah, I mean, crawdads ain't got that.
You only need like 2 bats a day.
Let's talk about the crawdad calories.
Yeah.
I don't
How
know.
about the risk reward and trying to grab a live crawdad?
Right.
Those
I mean,
pictures are no joke.
yeah. I mean, now I guess they could kill a deer. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe at night.
Yeah.
If they're sneaky.
Right, true. They could come out at night. There's a lot of other
Mhm.
creatures at night that they could get their hands on. So
All
there's
right.
Yep.
And that's the
So
thing I keep going back to when it comes to like these like these surreptitious folks that are like out here like in the shadows doing a thing. I'm always like food sources, water sources, shelter, all the things.
sure.
I'm always wondering. I was like, well, how does that come into play? So all right,
Well,
so
again, if
so
it's humanoid, but
they're
not
eating them
human.
Appalachian crawdads. All right, got you.
If they're humanoid but not human, if they're smaller, we can also ponder what if their metabolism is nothing like ours? What if they sleep for the equivalent of 2 days in a row of our days and they're only awake for a couple of hours? It's possible they don't need much to go by.
So back to the scientific reasons of why the Welsh theory is pretty much ruled out. 3 reasons. 1, there's 0 confirmed European artifacts found. 0. None at all. There is no genetic or linguistic evidence at all. And just because there's stone walls does not equal European. Almost every culture in the history of humanity built walls. So, that's not unique to European culture at all.
That would be hilarious.
Sorry to
if somebody
burst your
was to come
bubble,
through and be like,
Europeans.
well, you know who builds the stone walls? The English. And I can see the Chinese people in the
Marco
billions
Polo
being like,
goes across, goes,
hold
"Europeans are
my
here
beer.
first. There's a wall."
Hold my beer.
In fact, our wall is great. It is a great wall.
That's right.
Europeans must have got there first.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Although I think if the Chinese came and looked at that pile of rubble, they would be like, "Yeah, we definitely did not build this. Have you seen our walls? No, not this garbage."
That's not us.
I know.
We are
I
not
would see.
claiming
I
that.
could immediately see them just being like, "That's not us.
Not us.
That's not us. Sorry."
Or they're standing on the rubble looking
Europeans.
around going,
100%
"Where's
Europeans."
the wall?"
What wall? There you go.
This theory definitely gives like more History Channel 1:30 a.m. vibes. That's what I feel from this theory. It's like
Oh man!
75.
By the way, we need the clip of that dude from the History Channel with the crazy hair.
You
You know who I'm everyone
Aliens.
knows who I'm talking about. The one who says everything is aliens. Yes.
Well,
Thank you. We need that clip on every episode because it's going to come up.
It's true.
I
It's
want
always
you to-
aliens.
Well,
Get
we're
in
gonna
on
jump
that.
to theory number 4 then, because I was number 2. And number 4 is that they are aliens.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
now
saw
see-
it first plot.
Let's get there, man. Let's get there because now I'm getting
Yeah.
intrigued. I mean,
Yeah.
So that's
You
theory number 4 is that they're non-human or human hybrid beings.
Right.
That the Munite people were not fully human. They are possibly interdimensional beings or extraterrestrial or a hybrid species because of their unusual physical traits, pre-tribal timeline, and driven out instead of assimilated. So a lot of that was part of that story that they were driven out versus a lot of times when other cultures were run into that were already pre-existing, they assimilated versus being driven out. If they were not human, then they want to assimilate.
Yeah,
They'd be-
wildly different.
So there, let's dive into that theory.
Throw up the picture of the statues again.
Sure. I'll show the pictures and statues. There we go.
Now, when you first look at it, you might go, horrible artist. But Tree, what if the person who sculpted these was the best artist ever, and that is a perfect replica of what the Moonite people look like?
Yeah, they're aliens.
Definitely aliens.
Like the first time I heard the description, I was like, that sounds like aliens.
it does.
Either
yeah.
a Gollum. One of the two. It could be Gollum.
And let's also remember too, when it comes to art, I mean, art is always built upon the shoulders of the greats, right?
Sure.
It always takes someone to push the medium forward. So if you take the artists of today who are amazing, we're blessed to have one on the podcast. Tree's amazing. And then you keep going back and back and back. And it's like the artwork back in the day. Let's go back before, the various Renaissance, etc. Some of it look kind of garbage. I mean,
the caveman paintings. It's cool.
not trying to throw hate. Thank
there's
you.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand. So when you look at something like that, that's not a joke. That might have been the best art of that era,
Yeah.
for all we know. People
Could've
were
been.
like, "Oh my god, you actually were able to create this?"
Dude, that is
Yeah.
Fred and Wilma. You made them perfect pictures. That is the best
Someone's
statue
holding that
of-
up, and they're like, "This
It's me.
looks exactly like me."
you.
You
Yeah.
know, exactly.
Still,
Yeah.
So
Either that or the art wasn't like supported. They're just like, stop messing around with your little rock toys and get over here and build this wall.
Oh
You
man.
know,
Oh
maybe
man.
they were like
Oh,
that. Like, this
no.
looks
Everybody
like crap.
else
Let's
is
make something
building a
better. Stop
beautiful
messing
wall.
around with your art. And maybe
That
that's
was
just
like
where it
some
stopped.
kids. That was some kid's toy.
Maybe.
And they're
not
like,
everybody
"Oh,
supports the arts
yeah."
and
That's what's
wants to
involved.
improve it constantly.
Hey.
So, who knows?
instead of playing
And
with
let's be honest, like if our civilization got rocked and then there were just massive mudslides and so much of it got covered up, and then thousands of years later they're digging and the only thing they find is the artwork that I made as a child that I was forced to make at school to give to my parents. And if they were
Yep.
putting that in their future museum, going to be like, this is what art looked like when these people were
Hey.
alive. They would not be a
Hey.
good presentation. It was garbage. Stick figures and
Yep.
yeah.
exactly. So the alien theory, what do you guys think about that? It's aliens.
Oh, we're starting to get into wild, but probably more credible territory. I'm sorry. I
Incredible
find it
development.
more credible than the Welsh angle.
Oh, I would. Yes, I would put that above the
The
Welsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Welsh angle, unfortunately, is not, considering the fact that, we're talking about, we have the Nordic people coming over and it not being merely treated as fantastically and
Right.
and weirdly. Why would look, Nordic people came over here and they weren't thought of as being like so weirdly shaped and
Yeah, right.
formed. And then all of a sudden he's like, Welsh people come over. By the way, not that far away.
Yeah.
Right.
Scandinavia
They're not wildly different. Yeah.
and Wales
So,
ain't
yeah.
like crazily far apart. So it's not just like a whole evolutionary divergence there. So you're going to catch me on the alien one, then you would better than you would catch me on this whole Welsh people coming
Sure.
over. So
Yeah.
that's me.
Let's talk about some other ones. So another theory is that it might have been just a group of albino Indians or
Yeah.
Native Americans that
Now
broke
you're getting
off,
even closer. You're
That
getting
broke
me
off-
even closer when it
that
comes
broke
to
off
that.
from the tribe and just were isolated. And then because of genetic variations, they just bred with each other and they formed their own little tribe, which is albinoism.
Okay,
and
let's
that's-
talk about how albinoism
Yeah.
carries genetically, though, because it's a recessive gene, right?
Mhm.
And doesn't it take two recessive
Right.
genes to carry forward? But that means there's still a dominant gene that carries over with
Right.
the recessive,
Children,
right?
It's not a guarantee.
Right.
Right. So even if you had two albino parents, there was still a good possibility if you had, let's assume, because they ain't practicing safe sex, let's assume if they have 4, 6, 8 kids, let's say 33% of them are carrying dominant genes, which means they're not albino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to have generational
Generations. Yeah.
albinoism, right?
Now, what if, let's say you had a tribe that of, and not Cherokee, obviously it's before they get there, but there's a tribe of natives that are west of Appalachian Mountains, but near them. And they're huge. The population is large. And within that, there's this recessive gene for albinoism. And it was their practice that these people, when they were born that way, they were special. So when they reached a certain age or whatever, they would have them, march across the mountains and and then just forget about them, like essentially exile them from the community. And then over time, you have many of them grouping together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm making this up. There is
But you're not talking about like a
what I
single
just said.
source. You're talking about basically like a whole
Kind of a really
segment
large
of their
community.
population.
Every time there's somebody albino, they're like, go that way. And so
Got
now
it.
you're
Got it.
like putting all the lepers together.
Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
colony.
And now you might go, that sounds crazy. We wouldn't do that.
Oh, there's
No,
evidence
no,
of that,
no.
though.
I've been to
There's
Africa.
evidence of that happening over history. So, yes.
Well, still today. It's getting better in some areas, but I've been to multiple African countries, and there are albinos there, and depending on where you're at, they are very much ostracized, marginalized. Like depending on their religious beliefs, they think like there's some demonic stuff associated with it, so they very much kick them out of the community. And there's organizations, religious and international government funded organizations, that intentionally like find these people, they house them together, they live together and kind of protect them. When I say we, it's human race, have gotten better about, trying to right those wrongs, because we know them being albino is not their fault. It comes down to the science, like Doughboy said. But
happens in China, by the way, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm referencing Africa. It happens very prevalently in China. If you have albinism, and that's like literally what you said, you could replace the word Africa with China, and that still kind of happens. They're ostracized, pushed off, and then basically they kind of group together like off on the fringes.
We don't even have to go that far. I mean, you can just look at South Park and Gingers. I mean, it's like literally here in America.
Oh, man.
Or South Park and the Canadians.
And the Canadian. Oh, yeah, there's
them blockheads.
Everything is our fault. It's fine.
Blame Canada.
Just the Geneva Conventions. Other than that, it's not all your fault.
Oh, man. We're back on that. Here we go.
All right.
It always comes back to that.
Let's go back to more theories, and we'll go into more of another fringe, but maybe even more plausible, kind of, sort of. So there's a theory that they were just a cave-dwelling underground civilization that just predated a lot of the modern Native Americans coming over and the indigenous people. Crab people. Yeah. So the Appalachian does have massive cave networks. If they had come over, most Native Americans and indigenous people came over during the ice bridges, during the ice age, is when they first came over to the West Coast and spread. We know from archaeological evidence that they got to the East Coast a lot faster than previously thought, maybe still during the Ice Age. And there was some catastrophic event that happened that ended the Ice Age. We know that for how fast everything melted, how fast the ice retreated. We'll get into a whole episode on the Younger Dryas period and things like that, and we'll talk all about that. But many people did go underground during that time. What if they just were bunker people that went underground? They went to the caves, and they never thought it was safe to come out. And there was like Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser, and they just stayed down there for generations and then developed lighter skin because of lack of sunlight, sensitivity to light. They finally emerged in the darkness to find the Cherokee and other people here, and they look freaky as crap because for hundreds of years they've stayed in caves. That's another theory.
Help me understand.
Have you seen Descent?
I have not heard of what this Brendan Fraser movie called Blast from the Past. I know about Encino Man. What's Blast from the Past?
Blast from the Past isn't it Brendan Fraser movie? That's he's in it, right?
So the one they thaw him out of the ice.
No, that's
Encino Man, but I don't know
Blast
about
from the Past.
I'm
like his parents build like a nuclear bunker, and and they get a news report that like Russians are going to attack, and they go down to their bunker, and just the same time, like the next door neighbor's hot water heater blows up and like lands in their house and blows it up, so they hear everything boom and shake, so they stay down there for like 60 years. Like he's a baby at the time, and he grows up, and then finally comes out like he's in his early 30s, late 20s, and he's like, are we still alive?
I do remember.
I had never heard of this.
Yeah, Blast from the Past.
And I am like really good about it.
Come on.
I was on them 90s, 80s movies, man. I'm shocked. I've never heard of this one, so I gotta look this up.
It's worth watching. It was good.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get on it. Promise.
Yeah.
All right. So is it possible? Sure. I mean, I want to hear Tree's take on this.
I don't know.
Go Tree, go.
I have some thoughts about it. Like, I don't think people can actually survive without sun for that long, like at all. Like no sun at all for generations. Like I don't know. Don't we need the sun to like digest certain nutrition? Or maybe that's why they're like small, because they have like stunted growth potentially.
Maybe we definitely need vitamin D. Like there's other sources we can get it from. but nothing's as good as getting some sunlight.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why this is a fringe theory too is there also, once again, no cave system we've went into. There's any evidence of people living in them.
Yeah, that was my other question.
So
Like,
like there has been no caves found where there's
traps.
ancient, like there's evidence of subterranean.
And now we're going back into the artwork thing. You would
Yeah.
think you would find caves with
You'd find
artwork
something in
and
there. Yeah.
Right.
they would draw their
Are
their-
even
their
scorch
moon
marks
night
from lighting
faces
fires
and-
to cook food and things like that to keep warm? Like there'd be evidence, and there
Yeah.
isn't.
There's
So-
other parts of the world where there are massive underground systems where people were living
100%.
hundreds and hundreds of feet below the surface, like because they just keep digging to add more room for more families, right?
yeah.
When you go down in there, like Alan said, you see evidence of all this stuff that shows people were living there.
And there's
Yeah.
plenty of cities. I mean, you go to Paris or even go to Vegas here.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say
there's
France.
France and
Yeah.
Paris. There's entire civilizations that do live in the catacombs and live in the tunnels under Vegas. They're
Yeah.
mostly homeless people, but they hardly ever come out.
Right.
And they pretty much live their entire existence underground.
Yeah. I don't think that marries up with what we got on the East Coast here.
No.
Yeah.
It's fun to think about. Yeah. And then the other fringe theory that I have here is that they are survivors from an ancient pre-Ice Age civilization that's been there for tens of thousands of years. And, you know, this goes back to Atlantean type stories where there was more advanced civilization. These were the cutoffs of them that got cut off in North America before the Ice Age, and humans had been colonizing the entire world years and years ago. This is a sect of that. So that
Yeah.
that's another French theory that goes kind of crazy as well. But yeah, hey, it's there.
I
I
don't
want
like
to hear about like some recent sightings of these
Mhm.
individuals too.
Yeah.
What did
So-
the Cherokee describe them? Like, were they aggressive? Did they
No.
hide?
Hide mostly. Only came out at night. So there's a lot of weird stuff in Appalachia. So a lot of people mingle sightings of Moonite people with other cryptid sightings too. Like they'll throw them in together, whether it's skinwalkers or Wendigo or there's literally you can name 30 different cryptids, probably even 100 that are Appalachian origin. So there are a ton of them, and people. So to find like a unique, people said it was the Moonite people. I don't know if there's that. I think there was one in the 80s where some woman said she was hiking and saw one, but there's been cases of weird stuff happening up there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And some people
Which
say
meant
Moonite people.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's my like. Other than
We've had more
aliens,
cougar
my
sightings
brain says
than we have
cryptids.
Moonite people sightings.
Yeah, more cougar and mountain lions, and yeah.
That's
They're
all I'm
supposed-
looking for.
they're
I'm just looking for the Planet Earth episode where they track them down. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, like the snow leopard, and then they
Yeah.
like find like the
Find 'em.
moon night. Oh, look at them! There they are.
I mean,
in
there
the
there are
depths of the Appalachian Trail,
yeah there
eating
are
peanut butter and
yeah.
fishing trails.
Yeah, I mean there are unmapped caves. I know one of my groups of friends did find one, and they looked it up. It was not a mapped cave years ago, and they never went back in because the locals convinced them not to because it was a very dangerous cave to go into. Because it was a water entrance, so they found a swimming hole off the beaten path in the middle of nowhere in the Appalachian Mountains, close to the West Virginia border, like West Virginia border. And they're swimming in a swimming hole, and then underneath one of the ledges, they swim underneath, and it was about 5 yards, and then he popped up to the other side. They had flashlights, waterproof flashlights, and they're in a giant cavern, but it was an underwater entrance.
Look, spelunking is not
Yeah,
fun. I don't care who tries to convince me of that. Look up all of the stories of these people who've gotten trapped in caves.
yeah,
That one dude that infamously got like crazy trapped and he broke his, they were like, you got to break his legs stuff to try and back him out.
So-
And then he ended up just basically like let him die down there and then concreted him in.
Sure.
I'm like,
So the
that's for
problem,
the birds.
Yeah.
And the
So-
birds even like,
Yeah, I'm with you, Alondo.
F
Fuck
you.
that.
so the reason why underwater entrances to caves are extremely dangerous is because it was a 5-yard swim for them to get in. If it rains hundreds of miles away, and the water table rises by this much, that 5-yard swim now goes to a 50-yard swim to get out. And
Yeah.
then another more, it goes to a half a mile swim. I mean, it can get very dangerous very fast. by as far as trying to get back out.
Again, so from claustrophobia, you won't see me spelunking.
Slunking.
That's all I'm saying. It's not going to happen. No.
Will you do Luray caverns where it's nice and big and open into the cave?
Did you hear me say
I will
my
not.
previous statement?
I've been in large caverns, and I'm not a claustrophobic person, but that is a scenario where I feel it. So,
Okay. And there's something about it. And people like they say like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. I mean, seriously, until you have seen that live in person and been in that situation. No. And I'm already claustrophobic. I mean, I have got trapped in elevators 3 times in my life in crazy situations and scenarios.
Super unlucky.
I know I am unlucky, and that only fortified my claustrophobia. So no, I'm not getting in nobody's cave.
Yeah,
Not gonna happen. So
Don't you go out well?
you trying? No.
and there's stretches of Appalachia because it's so vast. There's stretches where you can get out there and it's wilderness and you're not going to see too many people, or you can do long stretches where you see nobody. But for the most part,
yeah,
there's so much outdoor activity around there now, all around the Appalachian Trail and a lot of the, like what I call side quests, the blue trails going off the Appalachian Trail. There's so many people trekking around all the time. And they bring their dogs and they bring their pets and stuff. If there was something still out there, I feel like there would certainly be more
sightings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fewer stories of seeing moon-eyed people in the last couple hundred years than there are Bigfoot sightings by far.
Right.
Like there's there's only a couple.
And
there are a ton of Bigfoot sightings.
Right.
Alan, I'm going to have to concur with Ian on this one because you think about, and let's just use tourist attractions or off the beaten path stuff that shows up on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. Right. All you need is one person to say, hey, here's this crazy, private, secretive place you've never heard of before. And then in like a few months, 1,000 people have gotten there, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen anymore where it's like, oh, this is like completely like out in the woods, out in the wilderness. No one sees it. Now it's, one person sees it, and now a few months later, everybody's trampling it, right?
If it's like someone that wants to actually post something about it. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of hikers who find places and they don't share it with anybody. It's like their spot.
There's that too. But
well, they're the good ones then, because most people do it for the gram.
Clout.
They're like, look at me, I found the thing.
With the alien, click.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah. I mean, Ian and I have done extensive camping out in Appalachia. And we've done the trail off season when no one else is out there. We're the only people on the mountain.
There for a couple of days, you don't run into anybody.
Yeah, we went hiking for days. Like we went well in and then hiked all the way back out. And I saw maybe 2 people the entire time, other through hikers, but it was way off season. So like it was close to
And
winter.
what year?
This was back in 2005-ish.
So you're talking about 21 years ago.
Were we still college? 2005, 2006, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was 7.
It might have been 9, like when I got back from the Army.
Yeah, it could have been then too.
Either way it goes, we're talking about a long time. I mean,
sure.
The way things have changed now that everything has become so accessible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, number one, and number two, the spread of the information about places is like, it goes viral like that. All you need is like someone to be like, hey, I mean, by the way, this is the reason why now going up Mount Everest isn't nearly the pinnacle challenge it was years ago. Now it's like, basically they're like, it's a traffic jam. Yeah. Everybody's going, even though the costs are crazy.
Going like in 3 weeks, right? Aren't you going up to Mount Everest in 3 weeks? Isn't that your next big trip? Tree?
Who?
Tree.
Oh no. I don't even like climbing up a set of stairs. I'm not doing a mountain.
What are you talking about? She's been there 7 times.
If you pay enough, they'll carry you up on their little backpacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody carries
local
me
guides
on
will be
backpack,
barefoot. throw you on their
And,
back
like,
and
feeds
carry
me,
you the whole
like,
way.
snacks and stuff. Yeah, I'll do it. But other than that, no, I'm not. No.
Yeah, I'm just
Thank you
saying.
for thinking I would, though.
Tree
Thank
was
you
still
for
passed
believing
out
in me.
from oxygen
Man.
deprivation, just sitting in somebody's backpack. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
You know, Tree was trying. I remember I was up there, you know, in Niagara with Tree, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to go just throw some rope over the side of Niagara Falls and just rappel on the side?" And I was like, "I can't, Tree, not today."
Yeah, that sounds like something I did for sure.
Yeah,
Easily.
easily.
She was ready. She was ready.
to go.
Ready for
Yes.
adventure.
ready to go. But my point was, back when we went, no one was out there, and I didn't see any Moonlight people. I did see a lot of deer, and there was something that tracked us, probably a bobcat or a bear. But other than that, we saw a lot of deer.
Wait, don't gloss over that. How do you know that?
Know what? We were being tracked?
Oh, because
Yeah, how do you know that?
What?
Well, it was snowing on our way to the priest.
Uh-huh.
And once we got out of the meadow area coming back and back onto a trail,
We can see
it had
tracks.
snowed some more. We saw what was left of our tracks going in, which had kind of gotten snowed over some more. So they were kind of semi-shallow footprints. But you could see very clear. I thought they were cat prints.
Yeah.
That's why I went home searching other mountain lions. But probably a bobcat, I'm thinking, but could have been a bear that was literally following our tracks for a very long time before it turned off.
Oh,
So
wow.
we were being tracked for a while and didn't even know until we were coming
Jeez.
back.
Until we're coming back and we saw our tracks. And we were the only people on the
Man.
mountain.
That's a sobering thing, right? Because
Yeah, when you see your tracks, like, oh, there are tracks.
Man.
Wait, there's something following us.
there's a reason why these hunters, they are the predators of
Yeah.
their environments. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
And it's not they just happen to be walking on the same path. When I say they were tracking us, their paw prints were following our footprints exactly.
everything they do is purposeful because they know it's energy spent. There better be a payoff at the end. And then there's
Right.
a point where they say, well, the cost of
Cost benefit analysis.
cost benefit analysis. Thank you, Alan. And they're like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and just cut it right here.
Maybe they saw something else that was like a little bit more.
They could have saw deer tracks, something like that, and said, like, well, go after that one. So.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, they probably saw something else. They were like, oh, that's easier. It's a floating peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yum, nom, 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 nom.
Right.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's how we knew we were being tracked because we saw the tracks.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Which is very, like you said, very sobering. We're like, we're not staying another night.
It really
We-
level sets your place in the environment, doesn't
We were
it?
planning on staying another night, and we booked it all the way back and pushed through all the way back to our car that day because we were just like, we just booked it all the way back. It
Right.
was like, we're not staying another night out here. Like,
Because one, it either gave up and went after something else, or when we finally started heading back, since we were heading towards it, it moved off the path and is now watching us and waiting for the opportunity to pounce.
yeah.
Oh, man.
So we were
I
on
didn't want
edge.
to stick around to find out.
I am so glad you said that. That is eerie as hell, but so possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And you might think to yourself, oh, if something's stalking you in the woods, you'll hear them. Look, these bobcat, you are not going to hear them.
Mm-mm.
Damn nature, you scared.
And if they're desperate, ooh,
Right.
I like the fact that people always talk about how they can like fight something off. They're like, I can fight that thing off. I was
Yeah,
like,
you can.
do you know what it's like fighting off something that is fighting for its existence?
And it's designed to fight and kill like that.
Oh,
not made
yes. Oh,
We're not made that way.
And no,
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
I felt fine though. I wasn't as worried as Alan probably because I very clearly right off the bat said that I would take out one of his legs and then run.
Yeah.
I
That was the
I
strategy.
would
Just leave-
I would
leave me-
hobble Alan and run a little bit faster than he could. I'd be fine.
And we had to talk the other day. We were talking about the intro, and we were talking about like lifting and all this stuff. And I said, you know what I like to pride myself on? Cardio. I pride myself on cardio. I do my bike workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to be the fastest, but you don't want to be the slowest.
I just need to be faster than the slowest person in my group.
Yeah.
I guess No Man Left Behind doesn't apply to our group.
Oh no.
Tree,
Slow Man Left
we're
Behind
We're
does
screwed.
apply to our group.
We're screwed. They're just gonna leave us.
Oh yeah,
to
I'm
the
absolutely
eating.
screwed.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit down and let it eat me. Like I'm like, all right, run, guys, run! I got this.
Oh,
Stick
I don't know if
flower
I
out.
could
Can we
let
friends.
Tree. I couldn't leave you. I'm sorry, I couldn't leave you.
Oh, okay, put me in the backpack again. We'll leave Alan.
I'll put you in a backpack, Tree. I couldn't leave Tree.
okay.
You'll leave me?
Well,
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah, I couldn't leave Tree.
sorry, Alan.
Alan, I'm confident that you would make friends with it and it would all turn out
Okay,
okay.
Yeah,
Tree.
I
I'm
would
fighting.
make friends with
I'm
it,
fighting
yeah.
for Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would try to make friends with it first, probably.
Sure.
Oh no.
The classic
Now
white girl
Orlando is
stereotype.
carrying Tree and the bobcat in his backpack.
I know.
Because they're
While
best
she's like debating a bobcat. Oh no, Tree.
And maybe it's just a little bobcat, like a baby.
What?
I just want to be friends.
Yeah.
Oh
Do
man.
not pick up baby predators in the wild. 'Cause
The
that's
real,
I know, I
always
can
all
Why
bad.
not?
the real reason why the saltwater crocodile is so angry is because he just needs a hug. Okay, he just needs.
Oh man. My favorite animal of all time is the ocelot. And as much as I love an ocelot, I would never walk up and pet one.
No.
I can see Tree being like, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, they are.
Then
Beautiful.
she gets eviscerated.
Nah,
Oh, fun times.
they're
Well,
just
yeah.
aggressive kisses. It's fine.
Aggressive kisses.
If only
Tree.
Tree had met the Moon-Eyed people and not the Cherokee. If Tree
Yeah.
had met them, they'd have been best friends.
Yep.
They'd still be around. She'd help
Yep.
protect him and everything. But the Cherokee, they showed up and they were like, "Look, guys, this is not going to work. This is prime real estate. We're going to need you to leave."
This is
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I would make friends with both of them, and I'd play the mediator,
Yeah.
and then I'd make sure everybody's happy.
That's true.
Compromise.
But alas,
That's compromise.
all we
Yes.
have now is a wall and a statue.
Yep.
Some wild theories.
Wall.
Yep. A wall. Quotes. Wall.
Air quotes on wall. Yes.
Wall. Any other French theories you guys can think of, or anything else you guys want to talk about, or kind of go into that before I talk about the more plausible?
Oh, I was
likely-
waiting for you to say like the aquatic people of Atlantis came up from on the shore and
It's not one of them
Something,
up there, but we
something,
can
something.
make that a theory. Okay.
no
Sorry.
man. No,
Well,
look, if we're gonna go there, let's go there. Let's go like crazy, you know.
yeah,
and-
because I was gonna say, out of everything that we've learned so far tonight, coming in this blind with really knowing nothing other than the Welsh thing, my theory is that they're like dwarves, like from the Fey realm that have come over, and that wall is built out of like ore that they chipped out and then threw it in a wall, and they live in tunnels and they go through magical portals to their dimension that they should live in. So, because they're short and they're bearded and they're moon-eyed, so, and they only come out at nighttime.
I love it.
It's entirely
I'm pretty
possible.
sure that's what it is. I can't.
It's
I don't
no
think anything
less
else
plausible.
matches.
It's no less
Yeah.
plausible.
I love that after hearing everything, Tree's like, after everybody chipped in, clearly this is the answer.
Yeah, they're like Lord of the Rings
Leprechaun.
dwarfs.
They're Fey. It's Fey.
They're
It's
Fey.
Fey.
It's always
Oh no, it's Faye. Oh
it's either
man.
Fey or it's aliens. There's no other.
There's no in
thing.
between. It's
Right.
one of the two. It's Fey or alien. Now,
Obviously.
did they have mushroom circles? And that's the real question.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Cool.
Fair enough.
So, you guys ready to talk about some of the plausible theories, and then we can kind of figure out what we really believe?
Well, we did the plausible ones already.
Oh no, there are two plausible theories, and they are very plausible. One is it's just a lost indigenous group. We know there were plenty of groups that were there before the dominant tribes got there, and it was just another group. And because they wanted to take over the land, the Cherokee did. They just made up stories to make them demonized and that they were different. And it just got passed down over telephone over generations, and that's why we got tales about it.
Wait, are you trying to go with the Napoleon theory here, where basically like everyone was passing around this like rumor that they're smaller and weaker and whatever,
Right.
the same way they did about Napoleon?
That's one theory.
Okay.
That's one theory. And then the other theory is that this is just pure folklore. It's just part of the oral tradition for folklore. And
Okay, that's too easy. Sorry,
That's too easy.
no.
Okay, so it's much
We can
plausible.
use that. Look.
We have
Alan-
a pile of rocks.
Unless we have a poem.
Alan, I need you to put together basically like just a bumper that says or it's just folklore because it can apply to every theory,
Oh, it's just folklore.
every conspiracy that you're going to bring up. But the one about the besmirching another tribe and to diminish their, their I don't know, presence or
Put them
possible.
down, dehumanize them.
Yes, exactly. It's to make them seem like they're like diminutive and whatever.
That theory is the most academically accepted theory.
Okay.
Amongst archaeologists and stuff like that. That's the most accepted theory.
Hey, look, I can see that. Everyone believes that Napoleon is short, and that's the reason why I keep bringing the Napoleon thing.
Yeah,
because everyone believes he's short. He was a normal sized guy. He was not diminutive in any way. He wasn't like people were like, oh, he's 5'4" and stuff. No, he wasn't. He was normal height for that era.
And by the time this oral tradition was given to Westerners to write down, the whole pale skin, blue eye thing could have just been changed over the generations because they made now the colonists the enemy. So they had this ancient enemy, and they just changed the tale over time to make it seem like it was you. You have always been our ancient enemy. And that's another and that's very normal for
which would explain the whole moon eye thing. Moon eye, blue eye.
I tie those two together.
Yeah.
So that's the most plausible explanation for all of it, which actually makes the most sense, but
it does.
It's not as fun as aliens
Here's
are.
another one I'm gonna throw in there.
Ooh.
They were Canadians.
They're Canadians.
We didn't find any maple syrup though.
No maple syrup. No beavers.
We're really good at hiding our maple syrup evidence. Like we're not leaving a drop. Okay, that's valuable.
None was wasted.
I would believe they survived off maple syrup for generations in those caves.
Oh no!
If we're adding
for
that
South Park rules, their heads were too circular.
Yeah, their heads were.
Give me blocked heads.
Did you see those statues? Did you see those heads?
You think so?
No,
I'm saying, but I think that the South Park has said the Canadians have those block square heads, and they just like open up the mouths, just like
I mean, not too far off.
Hey, guy.
Canadians. No, I think. I mean, either some smaller indigenous there before the Cherokee, right? That's possible.
Yeah,
I like the idea. I like the timeline lining up with the Viking exploration.
Okay,
and when they were getting good about getting on boats and traveling around. I mean, there's all sorts of shows out about it now, but they would pick different directions to go to raid. They find England, they find these other places, and then they're fighting more to the east. But they got very excited about just picking a direction and going and seeing what's there.
Yeah.
So for some of them to stumble in North America and survive for a little bit, a little small clan of them, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And
you're saying that the Norse people known for landing in northern areas of North America, that you're saying they also landed,
some could have
more southern, and then trekked into the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I get it. It's a stretch. I hear what you're saying.
No. I just make sure. I mean, because hey, look, there is no it's not like you said only one expedition can go out or something. I mean, it could be multiple.
Yeah,
but I just make sure I understood what you were saying, Ian. I just make sure it's like there was a divergence, and one went north and one went south.
Yeah, only takes one.
Definitely possible. Hey,
it's
true. That's all it takes.
It was the Norse.
Yeah.
Every episode, I need Ian to say it was the Norse. They did it all.
Just like that English dude claiming it was the Welsh. I've got plenty of Viking blood in me, if you can't tell. I'm just trying to, plant a flag for my people. They were here.
Nice.
They were Leif Erikson. I mean, they did make it to, I guess, Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So that's Canada.
The northern exploration stuff.
Yeah.
Although there's evidence that they went pretty far west once they landed there.
But there actually are artifacts, whereas there are no artifacts down Appalachia.
That's the only thing.
There's a wall.
There's a stone. There's a wall.
Rocks.
You've got to use air quotes.
The wall.
Sorry, I got the better picture. Look, it's a wall. There's a wall.
That is so.
That's not even the same wall.
It's a
Look at the
different.
trees
It's
coming
a
up like
different. See,
Viking
there's a
horns.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
Oh
cool.
man,
It's a slightly different wall. It's,
man, that's the most ineffective wall I think I've ever seen. It keeps out bunnies.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a rabbit pen. I mean, meat rabbits are a very healthy way of keeping protein up, and maybe the Moonite people
Okay, it
survived
could
on
keep
meat
out a
rabbits.
rabbit. I
No,
just
kept
know.
in. It kept in, not out. I mean, that's a pin.
Fair enough, but they didn't keep out a squirrels are going over that thing. They're like, whatever. Everything's getting over that. Deer's getting over that.
The
I mean,
more
you
we
can see from this
talk, the more I like the
You can see from this one picture, even a tree is getting over it. Apparently,
It's Faye. It's the only option.
it's the only explanation. It's fair.
Yeah, and they
It's fair.
obviously just drank copious amounts of maple syrup for generations.
For generations
Oh.
and survived
Yeah.
in the caves and
Right.
go through portals, interdimensional beings.
Yeah,
Right.
they're mushroom
Alright.
ring portals,
Yeah, mushroom portals.
and
Keep it
lots of
nice.
mushrooms grow in caves.
True.
So it makes
Yeah, that
sense.
sounds true.
Maybe the Cherokees ate some of the mushrooms and then they saw the
Right,
Moonite
that's
people.
where this story came from.
Oh, now we're getting to
Oh.
plausibility. Now we're getting to plausibility, people. All right.
The Moonite
Now
people
we're
were a
going
mushroom trip.
Mhm.
Oh,
Armando
that's
just came on board.
good. Yeah.
Can I also add, when this story was finally told to one of the English dudes that wrote it down, it's
Right.
not that all the Cherokee were talking about it.
No, it was one.
There was one really old 90-year-old retiring chief.
Right.
He's probably telling this story, and the kids and grandkids are like, "Oh my gosh, don't listen to Grandpa. He's high right now. His knees have been bothering him. He is high as a kite right now. He's pulling your leg." Making this up, or maybe not. Maybe it was all true. Who knows?
It was. I'm trying to remember. So I just pulled up some of the things. So it was Chief Okanonostata, who was the chief. He was 90 years old when he told the story
Right.
to John Seaver.
Wait.
In 1782.
Wait, seriously, this whole thing is just from
Stop.
one guy telling a story?
Stop.
Like,
It's this whole thing's from one old Cherokee chief that was 90 years old
yeah,
in
obviously.
And there's the
1782,
wall, guys.
telling the
He's
story to
You're
some English
forgetting
guy
about the wall.
that saw the wall. It's like, yeah, that's where the wall's from. But there's
My
a
brain
wall.
broke. My
But
brain
there-
broke.
There's a wall.
A 90-year-old guy. And let's say that year again, Alan, to make sure I didn't go crazy.
1782. He died in 1783. He died a year later. So,
A
how's his
90-year-old man said this,
last-
and he had no one that could fact check him.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And the younger
Not even his
Cherokee
age.
folks were
Not
kind
even
of
his
rolling their
age, by
eyes
the way.
at the
Let's
story.
remember, he could say, he says he's 90. There's no birth certificates and stuff you can go back to. I mean, he says he's 90. Man, he
Yeah.
could have been like, hey, I came over here on a woolly mammoth. I don't know if you heard. I came over on a woolly mammoth. And then
Or
one
just be a
day,
storyteller.
you know what
They
I'm saying?
exist
He's like,
in every friend group.
I almost got killed by a saber-toothed tiger, but I grabbed the legs of a pterodactyl and it flew me. He could
Yeah.
make up anything. Oh, man.
Wait until Doughboy learns about the origins of the statue.
Yeah.
Some dude was just, when he like fiddling about in his property and he found it in the water somewhere,
I think so. Yeah.
found it in the creek, just sitting there, and he picked it up and he went, Moonite people.
Yep.
Clearly, this is associated with this other story about a wall.
Yeah, that could literally have just been some guy practicing his like
Wow.
wood
Yeah.
carving.
Thanks,
skills.
Ian. So no one dated this statue like
There was,
No.
well, you can't date the rock really, or the carving, and where it was found, it's not where it originally fell.
Was.
you can't-
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't
how did
date
they
because
know?
it was found in
get around
water.
it. Right. There's no way to.
Oh.
Right. Right.
Oh
Were
my
you thinking,
goodness.
oh, this statue was buried somewhere in the wall? So it's just no.
No, not even.
Oh man, thanks for withholding that information until
Yeah,
now,
it's-
sir.
I love that though.
I really wish you were to tell me. And guess what else? when you turn it upside down, the bottom is stamped "Made in Taiwan."
Yeah, it's got Andy written on the foot.
Andy on the foot. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Exactly.
Like, Toy Story 2.
Throws it in the creek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So that's it. That's all the Moon Eye people. We did it. We talked about the Moon Eye people.
Oh, we did it.
They are a 90-year-old Cherokee man's fever dream.
Exactly.
Or they're dwarves. I will accept 0 other options.
Those are your only
But
options.
they built walls.
Honestly, I built walls like that when I was like 5.
Right.
I feel like if we were in school, you should get a mirror every time you say wall and show that image.
Right. -5.
Wall.
Walls.
All right, cool.
Well, if anyone that's listening to this is not turned off by now and actually believes the Moon Eye people and has seen them, please comment below and let us know. We want to know all the stories. And we are well in our ability to re-record and redo an episode and do a topic revisited, especially if we get new evidence
Moon Eye people
and
too.
new people. So if we missed anything or anything that you guys know about that we don't know about that seems not entirely plausible, happy to talk about it, happy to go over it. Would love to. So
we
might
want to
even
do a
bring us
Larry
on.
King style interview with you.
Yeah, we're close to the mic.
How would they get in touch with us, Alan?
How they get in touch with us? Well, they can find us on our website, which is notentirelyplausible.com. It's a good place to start. You can find links there for Discord and everything like that. So that's probably the best place to find us to get in touch with us.
We're also dropping flyers that are hidden indiscriminately between the rocks of various dilapidated walls.
We are. Yeah.
Everywhere there's a pile of rocks, you'll probably find a business
Anywhere
card.
you find.
Yeah.
Just kick over one, you'll find one of our flyers.
Yep.
With an empty bottle of maple syrup.
Yeah,
of course,
that's
it's
my fault.
empty
Sorry.
bottle.
Of course.
They put
We don't-
me on
we don't leave
fire
evidence.
duty.
We eat all the
no.
maple syrup.
That's right.
No drops left behind. But apparently Alan is. That's what I've learned from this episode. Is that we do not leave maple syrup behind, but we will sacrifice Alan to any animal. It can
Sorry,
be an
Alan.
ocelot.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
others
offer
may live,
myself
Alan.
as sacrifice.
You'd be a
but
house
along
cat.
with
Sacrifice
that,
Alan.
so-
Save the maple
We'll
syrup.
come back for you.
I will come back for your leftover parts, whatever is still there.
We'll come back for you. Hopefully, it will not off a leg. You know.
Yeah, just a leg. That's not bad. You can manage.
Such great friends I have. All right. The lessons learned. I need to pick better friends. So
Fair enough.
Heart. Love you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. We will be covering a lot more topics, obviously, and going forward. Just remember always to stay curious. Anything else you guys want to say for sign off?
It's
Nope.
not a wall.
It's not a wall.
I haven't come up with one yet.
Wall. All right, that wraps up today's journey into the mysterious, the misunderstood, and the not entirely plausible. If your brain is now questioning everything, good. That means it's working. Before you go and launch 27 new browser tabs to just check something out real quick, do me a favor, hit the like so the algorithm doesn't bury this video under government-approved cat videos. And subscribe so you don't miss whatever madness we dive into next. And if you're feeling really brave, click this recommended video. It's the one the internet keeps trying to make disappear. I can't legally tell you why, but you'll see. Also, huge thank you to everyone watching, sharing, and debating in the comments. You make this chaos worth it. And extra love to our Patreon members. You're the reason we can afford microphones, electricity, and an attorney on speed dial. Seriously, you're legends. Just remember, stay curious, stay skeptical, and as always, stay not entirely plausible.